For APIs, the first thing I do whenever I teach students is I talk a little bit about what an API is, why we might want to use them, and then how we can access some of the data that APIs make available to us. And for today, we're going to be using the GIPHY API. So before anyone gets started, if you want to head over into your browser and just Google GIPHY, some people pronounce it GIPHY. You are wrong, but I still accept you as human beings and people. It's GIPHY, GIPHY API. Type that into Google, and you should see something like this. There is a GitHub GIPHY public-facing API docs, but only recently they have changed up how they use their API, so it's slightly more complicated than it used to be, but it's still dead simple for the most part. And we're actually no longer going to click on the GitHub because it just directs you to the link. That's the second one. So the one that says developers.giphy.com, just go ahead and go there. And to remove some of the pain points, I recommend that you log in to GIPHY because you're going to need to eventually. You can just log in with GitHub, I think. Nope, something did not go wrong. Sorry. You can log in with GitHub, I'm pretty sure. You just need an account. It doesn't matter if your account is great or if you're using anything. You don't need to pay any money or whatever. And then you can head to your dashboard. You can see I already have some made here. I'm going to delete this one. Delete the application. Gone. And now we are going to get together and make this application. But all you really need to do is make sure you have an account with GIPHY, that you can log in, and that you can go click on that arrow up here and go to your dashboard. If you cannot go to your dashboard yet, let me know and I will help you troubleshoot this before we get started, because this is the only point that you have to sit down and make this work. Now your dashboard is going to look a little different than this because you have not created any apps yet, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. In fact, don't even touch anything yet. We will do this in a second. Before we start wiring up or hitting the GIPHY API, let's go ahead and actually get our Sinatra template set up as well. So back in your Cloud 9, we are going to git clone our Sinatra template, which you can find by typing in GitHub _ Sinatra template. And you should be able to find it right here, which I will put into Slack again, as always, so you have access to it in the boot camp. Again, just for posterity, it is upperline code, and the repository is upperline-basic-sinatra-template. And you are going to grab this clone or download link right here and clone it into your project. If any of you don't have this link, I'll just go around and make sure you can get there as well. To get this project going, the first thing you're going to do is, again, grab this link, copy it, head back to your Cloud 9, and you're going to type in git clone, paste in that template link, and I'm going to say space GIPHY-API-app, and hit enter. And it should clone a GIPHY API app directory. You should open it up. There it is. Go ahead and CD into that directory. CD into GIPHY API app. And once again, we're going to run 2 commands to get this thing going. The first command is gem install bundler, which will grab the Ruby gem that bundles all of our other gems into our Sinatra application. And all you do is hit enter. Ta-da! And it will install the bundler gem. If it says 1 gem installed, you're good to go. If it does not say 1 gem installed, check with me and I'll help you out. Also, make sure that, again, you are in the workspace/GIPHY API app directory. If you are not, your gems will be all messed up. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to type in bundle space install, just like that. And then, and I'm going to make this bigger so you can see how this goes down. Hit enter, and it should bring in all of those gems into your project directory. If it does, you're good to go. If it doesn't, let me know. So now that all these gems are installed, we can just make this thing a little smaller. I'm going to clear it. And I'm going to open up our application controller and our index.erb. And both of them, I'm going to make a few edits to. I'm going to get rid of, well, actually, you know what? I'll leave that sample model in there for now. I'm going to head into my index.erb, and I'm going to put in my generic HTML boilerplate template. Doc type, HTML, HTML, the head tag, the body tag, all that goodness. I'm going to give it a title. We're going to call this GIPHY API app. And a body that is going to contain, you guessed it, a form and an H1, just like we did the last 2 times. H1, GIPHY API app. I'm going to call it GIPHY with a G, or pronounced J. I don't know how to say that. So I'm just going to leave it here so that no one gets mad at me. The G stands for graphical user interface, or whatever it is. Graphical interface format, I think, is actually what GIPHY is. A form with a paragraph tag and an input. The name for this input is going to be search term. And a button with a type equals submit, so that we can submit this button, so we can submit our form, just like this. And the paragraph will say, enter a search term here. Ta-da! So now we should have our front end wired up and ready to go for application. Now, what do we always need to do whenever we create a form? Yeah, we need to tell it that we're going to use this form to post. So the method is going to equal post. And the action is going to equal, we can go whatever we want. What are you guys feeling today? Results, want to stick with results? That's a pretty simple one. Results. And now, like I said, this is actually legitimately all we need. So I'm going to paste this into Slack so that you all have this. If you don't want to type it out, I totally understand. I get bored typing the same thing a million times as well. And so that should have you all set up and ready to go to set up our application controller. So I'm going to end this video here. And if you have any questions, in the next video, we're going to wire up our application controller to start using the GIPHY API.